Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
That's right. Welcome to it. Little bonus, y'all. What up? Got a shout out to everybody, and I guess apologize for people like Cheryl, who sent us an email and said, yeah, I was on my balcony listening to the ATS podcast yesterday about vaginas, and my elderly neighbor could hear the show from where she was sitting on her patio and called the cops on me.
Oh,
my
damn.
She felt what I was listening to was inappropriate, so thank you for the continual entertainment. So we apologize for anyone who had the cops called on them because of our show.
That old lady's just mad because her vagina touches her knees.
Is it really that vulgar? I don't know.
That's a body part. I mean, it's like, come on. It's like, and to me, it's clinical.
We're learning.
It's what it is, yes. I mean, just because yours gas dust doesn't mean that you need to call the cops on somebody.
Yours is on the floor like a Swiffer.
Mm-hmm. She'd be in the 6th category of vagina, old.
Oh, yeah. I think that thing layers up a little bit, doesn't it?
I'm sure. I don't know from personal experience yet, but
Haven't got quite there?
I am not above vaginal rejuvenation.
Oh, you will go
If
down
that thing starts to look tired,
Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you shocked about that, Kev, that she would totally go in there and get that thing taken care of?
Of course. I mean, I think...
Dr. Rankin, cut the clam. Let's do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got another medical email here. Somebody's got the restless leg syndrome like the Jaybird. Said maybe it could be some of the foods. I had it. Took me the longest time to figure out that if I eat any foods with MSG in it, it causes the need to almost feel anxious and to have to move while I'm sleeping. MSG is a neurotoxin and can cause... see this text. MSG can be found in a ton of different foods and sauces.
It's true.
I'm all up in them sauces.
Monosodium glutamate. You got to look for it because it's not good for you.
Uh-huh. There you go.
I mean, it's not good for you, meaning, yeah, if you eat too much of it, you're going to get heavy.
No. Okay, so it's a chemical, and who knows? I mean, because what it does is it artificially opens up your taste buds somehow and makes you think that things taste better than they really do. And that's the purpose that it serves, to make things taste better. But it's this chemical that now you're ingesting.
I mean, for me, though, isn't it too late? I mean, haven't I already
No.
sealed my fate?
No, you're good.
It's never too late.
Dog, I've been eating Hot Pockets since 86.
You can always change.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said the other day, I was talking about the warm water with the lemon, and I got to get on that and not forget about that advice because it seemed good. And that 98-year-old, guy from the U.S. Virgin Islands, he was telling his son Ray, I was talking about the other day, he said, when you get my age, you can either, eat your food like it is medicine, or you can eat your medicine like it's food. And you'll be gobbling tons of pills all day long.
That's some deep shit.
And he said, yeah, if you look at food like it is medicine in vitamins and nutrients, which is what it's supposed to be for your body, when you get to be older, you won't have to deal with all these problems. So it's one way or the other. You decide what you want it to be. But one way, there's going to be one or the other. Either you have the good food and not the pills later, or you eat the garbage. And
Can we have 6 days of eating good food and 1 day of eating garbage?
probably, honestly, it's probably a sliding scale of how many pills you'd have to then eat. You could, but it's like, okay. And apparently, Ray was telling me that his dad took no medications.
None.
Nothing. He's 98 years old, and now he just said he just had no medicines, didn't need any medicines. He was all good. So if you want to be like Ray's dad, it's probably completely clean and, staying on that angle.
No processed foods.
If you want to have a little bit, then, yeah, you're probably taking a couple prescriptions here and there. Just a few. It's kind of what happens. One of the comments I saw said, sorry to say it, but for all the crucial dieting and having a trainer and all, Kevin has just a regular, average-looking body.
That's not true.
That's from Monster Dick in
Trust
the chat
me.
room.
I check out male bodies a lot, and you're in the top 2 percentile in this building.
Well,
although that doesn't
that's
say
not-
much,
it does
look
not.
No,
around.
that's not saying
No,
anything.
that's actually a terrible case.
That's actually that's a good insult.
But be that as it may.
No,
Be a terrible lawyer.
But he is. Monster Dick is. He is correct, and that honestly, that's fine. That's exactly what I'm gunning for. I am just gunning for a guy who looks normal. I don't want to be beefy. I don't want to be buff. I just want to have a good, slender, healthy body. That is all I'm looking for.
We
So
don't really even make
If I
too-
look like an average body, yeah.
we don't even make gym jokes or health jokes that much anymore with your
Yeah,
body.
if you do, they don't even play it because I'm not even going for that. I'm not in the. I went yesterday to the gym for about 25 minutes, 30 minutes tops. I did a little bit of stuff to kind of keep my arm muscles going and moving, and that's it. And then I got out. Like, I do not do longer than 30-minute workouts now.
What was the most you weighed when you
I
were
was
really
at
beefy?
245.
Holy shit!
And what are you now?
Like 180.
I mean, that's a
Wow.
different. You're.
Yeah, like
You're
50.
a different man.
I am a different man. Yeah, I mean, it was just, it was nonstop. It was tons of calories. It was, in the gym with pretty, I wasn't sitting there. I was working out pretty for a good 90 minutes every day, 90 minutes to 2 hours. If I did cardio, it's 2 hours. And I would put in that time, and I always ached, and I was just huge.
Yeah,
and
I
I had
saw-
big pants, and
you
I was
were
pink.
cumbersome.
Yes, and it was cumbersome. And it just got to the point where I was like,
What am I doing?
I was like, I am spending a lot of time, a lot of energy. When you counted in, I was cooking trays of chicken breasts and carrying around jugs of water and taking all kinds of roids and crap. And I'm just like, what am I? I'm like, I just know. I just got one day. I'm like, I'm over. What am I doing?
That happens sometimes.
Yeah,
you just walk away from it.
It was a chapter of my life.
Yeah,
And
a phase, if you
yeah,
will.
it was a phase. And I-
Kevin is very phasey.
You are.
You
I
go,
am,
you
yeah.
go through phases, and then all of a sudden you're like, nope, done.
yeah, and it's good. I'm okay
It
with
works
that.
for you.
You were
It
getting
is.
so big, your cheeks were like going above your eyes. You had like swollen face because you were that big.
Yeah.
And you were pink like a hamster's belly.
Yeah, yeah. it
You
was
could
just-
hear you walking. I mean,
That was it.
a
I think that's
block
when I had the
away.
realization. One day I was just walking and I had like boots on. It
You had
was-
those boots, and I was like, holy,
Yeah, and like
where'd
the
the green giant
building
come in?
was shaking.
It
yeah.
was. It was you.
Yeah.
Well, I remember you were your regular size, and you started really getting into working out. You'd always eaten healthy since I've known you, but you were really getting into working out. And it was a week had gone by, and then you walked in the studio, and then you walked out. I go, Virginia, what the fuck is Kevin doing? Is he lifting houses? Your body
Yeah.
changed pretty quick.
It did, yeah. It was when I started the roids, and I had been working out for a while. And then as soon as I started the roids,
Roids work, y'all.
so, yeah,
Oh my-
I did
oh, they
six
absolutely
6
were.
weeks later, I was massively different. And I had worked out for 18 months up until that point with not a lot of gains. And then as soon as I started 6 weeks later, I went from, I put on about 20 pounds of muscle.
And you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, at first it's like, this is
For
awesome.
the first time I was lifting a ton of weight, yeah, you get caught up in that. That's what it was about, was just,
Right.
wow, I can't believe I'm curling that much weight. I can't believe I'm squatting that much
Let's
weight.
see how much I can do.
And that was it. And that was the thrill of it. That's kind of everything is. I think everything in your life, like it hits those little receptors in your brain that send you pleasure or whatever it might be. And that was ding, ding, ding. I was hitting it.
I miss hot dog neck, Kev. There's so much material. I mean,
Yeah.
that's all I miss.
Right. No,
he was
I
just
don't miss it a
busting
bit.
out of
Yeah.
everything.
There were so many little songs and bits about Kevin
Yeah.
being so big.
Yeah, I don't miss it a bit. So, and I haven't been that for a long time. But,
No.
I had my trainer for 3 years, and when I first got with him, I got big again a little bit, and then the rest of it was like we just one day I was like, let's go lean and mean, man. I'm just tired. I don't want to be, size, and so that's
Lean
that's
and
it.
mean is better.
That's it.
That big had to hurt too much.
I had to.
Yeah. So I go for that. And I'm in a phase right now where I still want to lean out a little bit more. But yeah, if you see me, I should just look like a regular dude. That's all I want. I just want to look like a regular guy. I don't want to be whatever. So yeah.
You kind of just 8 Mile that guy in a sense. You
Well,
really,
he's- yeah,
You,
I'm
you
like-
took it away from that guy.
Well, I was just like, that's exactly what I'm going for. I'm like, I'm not going for, yeah. So if anybody's like, oh, Kev works out, don't get the thing. I mean, I go with my trainer for a total of 1 hour a week. 2 days, 30 minutes.
It's always been me and Virginia that made you into
Yeah.
the gym dick. I
Right.
mean, we gave you that persona.
Everybody's like thinking that, oh, hey, he's so boisterous about his gym attack. Yeah, no, it's not that big a deal. So yeah, I'm just average Kev. Gonna stay this way. Just want to be healthy. That's it, baby. I got an email from James here, and Stuart said, okay, I want to talk a little bit about Liam Neeson. And I really wanted to think this one through because I do not want to get a vicious V-thrashing. I heard what Virginia was saying about Liam on the dirt, but were you guys hearing what he was saying? I think that what he said was more of a PSA as to what can happen when you let ignorant thoughts and ideas creep into your mind. It happened 40 years ago. He isn't from our country and had different ways of thinking at that time. You're crucifying the guy for his honesty when he clearly stated he does not feel this way anymore. It was an initial reaction. We don't know how close he was with that person. Was the thought the right one? Hell no. But obviously he's made better choices in his life. Let's not give this guy the death sentence and ruin a life's work. Dude has a special set of skills, and he will find you. Love you guys.
I don't think I am crucifying him for thinking that. I mean, I'm crucifying him for verbalizing it. I'm crucifying him for not thinking that, okay, I have to promote a movie and I have to think about my career. And now I've just said something so electrically, racially charged that I'm going to get people really upset by this comment. I'm not at all saying the guy was bad for thinking that. We all think bad things when we go through traumatic experiences. I'm just thinking he's stupid for verbalizing it.
Mm-hmm. You know, I haven't, heard all of the interviews. I've only heard the clips that we played on the show. So I don't know that I can fully comment on the totality of what Liam Neeson said or, hasn't said or how he addressed it, how he phrased it. The thoughts that he had 40 years ago, and if he felt a need that he had to say it, I think what happened from what it seems like, in my perception of it, he was doing press, and it was kind of an offhanded little story that he went off into for whatever reason, and I think his co-host in the movie was kind of like, dude, yeah, let's not go here, man. This is really going to take this a different place. If this story from Liam Neeson needed to be said, and he wanted to say, I want to throw this out there because I think, and I've told you guys this, and I believe that we all, if we had our deepest, darkest thoughts exposed
be terrible.
Oh my
on a
gosh.
speaker,
No, you don't want that.
It would be terrible because I think that we are all capable, and we've all probably gone to dark places and had dark thoughts. And
I'm having
people
some
would,
right now about Jason.
Okay.
I literally am sitting here not saying a fucking word.
Mm-hmm. And I think that if we, went to that place, that everybody would have something that they could be held accountable for and they could ruin their life's work. If Liam were going to tell this story and he had to do it, I think it would be something where he would have to say, I want to tell you about a lesson that I had learned. I was once so bad 40 years ago. And over the course of my life, I've realized how ignorant I was. And I am making a call, a plea to anyone who has these kind of dark thoughts that are only based on race. He was going out and targeting somebody simply because of the color of their skin. Recognize that thought. Take that thought captive and realize that that is the worst thought you could possibly have, and you need to destroy it and get rid of it. Whomever, whatever skin color the person was that sexually assaulted this person, you need to look at that person themselves. Not their skin color, not their family name, not the town they're from, not anything like that. That is their act. They are solely responsible for it. To try to take any kind of vindication or vengeance on anybody else, one, is wrong, and two, to condemn anybody else based on an association through any of those other things is completely wrong. Here's a lesson I learned. I think we all need to identify those evil, dark thoughts that we have in our minds and get rid of them and learn and become better human beings.
But he didn't frame it like that.
And I don't think he did. And
No.
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and so now that's what he's trying to do. But I think the problem that Liam Neeson is going to have, because he didn't frame it and say it in a sense the way I did, is the way it was. It is now tripping and falling and stumbling all over the place while people are hitting you with sticks.
Right.
Because that's what's going on with social media, and where people are calling to have him banned, and he's pulling out of interviews and he's whatever. He's tripping, falling, stumbling, and people are going to keep hitting him and whacking him and knocking him down. Racist, 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 and nothing else is going to be heard with this whole conversation. It's going to be tough. His publicist, whoever is doing the movie and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure they're having meetings saying, good Lord, how do we get?
They canceled the premiere,
How
the
do we-
red carpet.
yeah.
I mean, this is going
Right.
to hurt their movie.
How do we get out from underneath?
He
it?
works for the movie studios. This is going to hurt the
Yeah.
movie, and this is going to hurt him.
What was it like 8 or 9 months ago? He got in trouble too for having #MeToo comments that people didn't agree with too.
You got to be careful when you're a movie star. You just do. I mean, that's what I'm saying he's stupid for doing, is hurting this film and hurting his career.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing that is really tough with what he does and what a lot of us do. And trust me, it's sometimes it is horrifying when you think that we've got an on mic in front of us for 4+ hours every day.
You should be really worried about mine.
Yeah,
We are genuinely
Yes.
worried about
Yes.
things that come out of your mouth. Some of the shit you say makes us worried.
Yes. Mentioning the Republican Party. Ugh. I don't know. That's not Republicans.
Oh, that wasn't awkward, did it? That sounded real smooth.
I equally hate the Democrats. Just
Oh,
let me say
please.
that. I hate all of them.
Well, it was just the first thing I mentioned Republicans, and she goes, ugh. And I was like, oh, it's not, she's saying Republicans.
Yeah.
She hates politics.
Can we go back to talking about candy bars?
But yeah, it is. And so, for people like that, you see comedians, actors, radio people all the time, because we're there and you're filling up space or you're asked something off guard and you're not thinking of it. And we all, trust me, I tell myself this all the time, dude, pause,
Yeah.
let a little thought, come to fruition in your mind, run it through a filter. Is that good to say? And then say it.
What's that like?
No,
Tough.
There's been times where I've said something on the air, and then because you think back, during the day, oh, did I really say that? You step in it.
It's getting to the point you can't get back. Well, that's just
Yeah.
it. If you go off and you come out of the gate wrong and you don't frame something the right way, and then you just sometimes can't get the narrative back where you're like going, okay, this is sounding really bad. This is not how I'm meaning to phrase this. Like a Liam Neeson, you can't put that genie back in the bottle. He said it. It's out there. And now that's the problem, is you can't wrangle it and get control of a narrative anymore, because the narrative is now being written by social media. And that is going to be the problem, is how do you herd all of this that is out there and what people are now writing their own narrative about Liam Neeson and saying, that's the trick. And he's probably thinking, wow, I tried to fill some space. I think it was like an international, just whatever. It was probably interview 12 of 27.
He was probably just in it.
Yeah. And
Just trying to come up with something different, an angle.
right. And he's like, yes, I remember.
Let me tell you about something 40 years ago when I was a real dumbass.
And boom. Yep. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. To me, I'm fascinated by all these case studies, because I think that, in a sense, social media, it's still writing itself. We're seeing on a case-by-case basis what is happening when people step in it,
Yep, you're right.
how they try to get out of it, and then where they wind up a year, 5, 10 years later. It's kind of interesting to see.
Do you hate social media, or do you have both feelings for social media? Do you hate it but also like it?
It's like with anything. There's, good and bad. It
There
depends upon
is.
how it's used.
Yeah.
It's like with anything that, is out there. And there's so many things you can put in that category.
I like it till it turns on me.
Exactly. No, you're right. Because there's some cool stuff about it.
And then if I'm fighting with the troll and people are agreeing with the troll, I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
You still got to go in on the troll, though.
You still do.
It helps the whole post.
It's tough. And, the thing that is, I think, probably the worst about it is a lot of times my thing is like, look, I'm just not going to respond. I'm going to step out of it. And unfortunately, sometimes when you say, I'm going to ignore it, I'm going to step out of it and just whatever, it's going to do what it's going to do anyways. It's kind of tough, because there are situations where you at least need to get a statement out there, and you have to address it, and you can't just sit back and ignore it and let it take on its own life. And some people have handled it that way, saying, I'm not going to say anything. And then it's really turned on. And then if words aren't coming out of your mouth and you haven't said something officially, then we're going to write what your thoughts are for you.
And everything is going to be a case-by-case basis, too. Like, there's a time to shut up and there's a time to stay. I think Liam Neeson needs to shut up now. I think this is it. He needs to just shut up.
Yeah, it might be the thing, yeah.
I think he needs to be quiet for a little while and see what happens.
I think the process is you step in it, you need to step out of it, you need to rewrite the narrative, you need to post it, You need to stick to that tone, and then you need to be quiet and just let it live on its own. And if somebody asks you, be like, going, I've addressed it, and you can read it. It's right here.
Sam in the chat room says you have to embrace social media because it's here to stay. Hate it or love it. And I agree, but just because it's here to stay doesn't mean there can't be ways to improve it and, have it evolve as well.
Well, I think the interesting thing about it, people talk about how it's ruined society. And, the one thing about it, it has put a magnifying glass on everything and on everybody. And in a sense, I've always wanted to force the narrative that I'm like, some of these dark things we need to talk about, because if we get them out there and discuss them, and if we're aware of them, then some people might turn around and see it differently and be aware of it themselves and recognize that I actually have these feelings inside of me. And if that hadn't gotten ripped out of my soul and become a discussion, then maybe I would have never seen it. And so hopefully maybe through all this, it is always darkest before the dawn. Hopefully, yes, it seems bleak and dark, but hopefully maybe there's an enlightening right around the corner. We start saying we just need to be decent to each other. We need to be decent people, and we need to learn that we are all capable of good and evil, and
That's
recognize
true.
the evil that we have inside of us and encourage each other, encourage the good in each and every single one of us to be like going, I like you more when you do that. Do less of that. Do more of this.
I like Virginia more when she makes me grilled cheese. Do more of that. I like Virginia
Yes.
more when she does less dirt of the day. Do less of that.
I'm going to serve you up a grilled cheese with a side of insults.
In all honesty, though, I really do. I got to get some Virginia grilled cheeses. People have been talking about it on social media. I keep reading about it. It's taunting me.
Tomorrow's Friday. I mean, we could tear it up tomorrow.
What about having a couple beers, a couple suds on the old podcast tomorrow?
I think tomorrow we might be drinking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, didn't you see that email?
No, I don't read my emails.
Is it this Friday or
I think
next
it'd be
Friday?
next Friday, probably.
Well, then,
sure?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any confirmation. I'll check.
I'm going to send you the correspondence that I have because I was hearing that they wanted to bring us breakfast and beer.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was tomorrow for the kickoff next week, but yeah, I'll look
Interesting.
into it.
Oh, wait, maybe it is next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So tomorrow we have grilled cheese and beer.
Okay. Will you have a sud or two on the podcast?
We'll see how it goes. Maybe.
Man, I hate
What's your
that. I'm
favorite beer? We'll just bring it and have it.
We got some beer in the back fridge.
Okay.
Oh, that's the last
Oh,
night.
I've got a.
I saw some in there this morning.
Oh, you
unless you're
did?
drinking today.
No, I have not drank.
Yeah, there's
it.
beer in there.
Okay.
I've got a Sweetwater 420
Those are good.
in my fridge at home. I'll bring for you.
You like those?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a good, like, you kind of like have those. I have ones that have a little bit of, little off, but that's a center right down the middle kind of beer. Absolutely. It's always a good go-to.
You know what they have in the fridge over here? Those None with a Chainsaw.
Not anymore. We drank them last night.
Oh, we did?
Well, for the Weird Whatever podcast.
Dude.
Sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
It happens.
It's KVJ beer, not Weird and Whatever beer.
Ryan Beckett had one.
Well, he can have as much as he wants.
See, look at that.
He can have all the beers.
Cute guys.
Oh, he's adorable.
Corey said, I know you probably all hate doing the hot seat. I would too, but I have to say as a listener, I love it. I just had a question regarding it. I was wondering if you could go into some of the backlash from the hot seat answers. For example, did Suits get any awkward moments from admitting that he thought Natalie was hot?
It was so funny because she had to go in there and talk to Denny's today. And Suits is right in the middle of both of them. And the whole time I'm just looking at Suits and going, your girl's in here.
Oh, we should have made a bigger deal out of that.
I don't know.
How long was she in there?
3 minutes. That's making people uncomfortable to the point they want to throw up. That's kind of your game.
Okay. That's why you got to tell me these things that are going on so I can go in there. I'd like to ride
Come of that,
Suits.
Suits?
Actually, I have not said a single word to her, nor has she said to me since that morning. When she was in there, I just looked at my phone the whole time, and there was no. Nobody has said a
Probably
thing
the
to
right
me
play.
about it.
Yeah.
So
Just got to play it normal.
I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me.
Yeah, I'm going to set up something where you two have to talk.
Thank you. For
Did
saying
anything ever come up with the Instagram dating thing? You get any digits?
No, I mean I got a couple of messages. I mean I went back and forth with some people. Nothing really though.
Nothing sparked, Suits.
No, not really.
Damn it.
That.
Okay.
Wish I had better news for you guys.
All right.
That one guy got all kinds of action.
Yeah, he did. You let that old guy beat you?
He did.
That guy was sought
What
out.
can I say?
That old guy is slaying.
Oh, yeah, that guy was awesome.
His calendar's full. Suits, you're a young man.
Okay.
We'll
Can't
get
compete with Curtis, man. That guy's
I
got
know.
it.
Curtis
Curtis
is
was
smooth.
on it.
Yeah.
He's got the dog in the picture and everything too. I mean,
Well, you had a cat on your face on Instagram.
not the right kind of cat.
Kev said, in the 10 plus years I've listened to the show, first time I felt like I needed to complain about something. I only get about 20, 30 minutes during the day, and that clickbait segment, Raise Your Hand, where you got to watch, I just don't understand. I don't have time to watch the podcast later, so every time you air this bit, it makes me upset. Please get rid of the Raise Your Hand segment. Yeah, I mean, it's something to think about. I appreciate the feedback on it. We do try to give you a little bit on air. Maybe we should do more.
I think we did more today than we usually do.
Yeah, I think we should give them. I like what
Yeah.
you're doing, trying to get people to tune into the podcast. I think that's smart, but I do think the audience needs a little bit of something.
They got a little more today, I felt like.
Because I think it's a really solid bit, especially when the questions are good and
Juicy.
prying.
And talk about Jay Bird's love life.
Well, some of them, and here's the reason, like some of them, like have you ever given or received sexual favors while driving? It's kind of like tough to really get the story of what you're doing, and it's definitely podcast material.
I don't know.
Some of the other ones, well,
I could give that radio friendly.
okay, let me hear it.
Okay. I was driving on I-95, and I was in the right-hand lane, and she got on top of me, and we started doing the hibbity-dibbity.
I mean, full on?
And I wasn't able to go more than 5 miles an hour.
On 95?
I was going so slow. We got off the exit quickly.
You did, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a young man. You take dumb chances when you're young.
No RH?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
RH? I thought you wanted the hibbity-dibbity.
Yeah, given or received sexual favors. yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we've all been a part of RH.
RH all day.
Right? You've been a
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Is Panda a fan of RH?
Panda loves RH.
When's the last time you gave Panda RH?
When's the last time he was driving me home drunk?
Something tells me you are so fucking aggressive when you get home with Panda.
Yeah,
after
I'm
you've been
wondering, is a
drinking.
sober guy driving a drunk Virginia who's really hammered? Like, is it like, okay, just, I don't know. Is he fully into it? Like, this is the best thing ever? Or is it kind of like part of it's like, okay. I don't ever complain about a blowjob, but yeah.
I think it's fun when I'm buzzed to heavily buzzed. But I think as soon as I cross that threshold of blitzed,
Yeah.
I don't think it's fun
You
anymore.
turn into Animal from the Muppets.
Yeah. He said I've hurt his penis before.
I do
Wow.
not doubt that.
I do get a little aggressive.
You've hurt my penis before, too.
Oh, really?
It's feelings.
The paintball?
You did hurt my penis.
And the have you had sex more than once this week? Denny's was the only one that had said yes. Obviously, that was kind of a trip 'em up question to see if anybody more interesting would say yes to that. Jay Bird did not raise his hand. Not gotten laid twice this week, so that didn't happen. So
Interesting.
yeah, everything else we had talked about on the air except for that part of it.
Yeah,
But,
you need to cater these questions a little bit more to the bird.
I'm a hot
That's
seat.
just my
No,
critique.
that was kind of that was a little that had a thought. It was like, okay, it'd be interesting if Jay Bird raised his hand on that one.
You guys have next week to come for my ass. You got 5 questions. Don't blow it. And I'm talking to your girl over here. Don't be asking the same tired ass questions. Come with the fucking heat.
Okay.
All right.
Do you want it?
No, what am I doing? It's right for the show, and it's terrible. Absolutely terrible for my personal life.
I'm trying to go gingerly, but if you want me to put on my high heels and step on your dick, I will.
No, you need to step on my dick.
So, Denny's, you got laid twice this week. Good week for you.
Yeah, I'd say it's about average.
Okay.
Twice a week, I think it's a comfortable. Sometimes 3 if, the stars align.
Not a boy.
Okay.
Yeah, or newlyweds.
Okay, yeah. All right.
You guys don't hate each other yet.
And you don't have like kids running around, so
It's
that's
true.
great. I
Oh.
mean, you're just there, and she's just there, and everybody's just happy.
Carte blanche in the house, yeah.
It's a peaceful world in Denny's world.
Yeah, newlywed, no kids, any of that stuff. It really is, it's easy to spontaneously, engage in intercourse, if you will.
Somebody bends over to pick up something, and then it's just on.
Yeah, it really is. It's funny.
Rufus the talking cat's watching. Hello.
Yeah. It is weird though when animals watch, or like you're in it and then you catch yourself in the mirror and you see the cat staring at you, like, ugh. Get out of here! Throw a boot at it.
Yeah, that's weird.
You
Get out.
pervert.
Okay, so there you go. Got maybe one for Suits. It's a cruise question. My son is a leap day baby, and for his 3rd birthday in 2020, he's going to be 12 years old. I'm taking him on a birthday cruise. It's already booked because another leap day baby posted in a leap day baby Facebook group about taking a cruise for everyone's 2020 birthday. And over 60 leap day babies and their families have already booked. It's Carnival Sunrise out of Fort Lauderdale going to the Bahamas. We have a balcony room, and my question is, what is the best room location? Forward, aft, middle? I was thinking by the elevators to get to the fun stuff faster, but I saw some comments online that it's noisy by the elevators. I don't think that would keep us up at night if we were in our room, but I figured I'd ask the expert, so thank you. So the best place to get a room, they got a balcony room, forward, aft, middle. Suits?
So as far as the elevators first, I normally go for a room close to the elevators just to make my life easier. The noise doesn't bother me. Yeah, you can kind of hear the ding every now and then out there, and there's more people. But I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. If you're midship, you're not going to feel as much motion. Midship is better for that. Forward and aft really isn't too much of a difference between the two for me. It's just that you are obviously kind of skewed further away from some of the fun stuff because you're on one end of the ship. And the other thing I'd watch out for is be careful what deck you're on, because if you've got some of the clubs right below you, if you're on like on Sunrise, for example, if you're on 6, you're going to have the clubs on 5. Little aft, and then if you're on deck number 8, you're going to have the pool above you if you're midship or aft. If you're forward on deck 8, you're not going to have that problem because there's cabins on the Lido deck above you.
Okay.
So you don't want to be like around the pools or the clubs.
You're fine as long as you just don't want to be like, I was under the pool deck once and all I heard were the chairs dragging when people move them on the ground. That's what's annoying. So look around where you are, what's under you, what's above you. If you're on deck 7, you're good because you got rooms above and under you on Sunrise. I would be a little bit careful about being on deck 8 if you are midship or aft. If you're forwards, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, look at you.
Man, he is good. The
Yeah.
kid, the prodigy.
I'm telling you, he needs to do a cruising podcast, man.
shit,
He would get a lot of... It'd be good. It'd be nice to have something like that.
Dragging chairs. I never would have thought about that,
Yeah.
but it makes sense.
I had
How old were you when you started getting into all this?
We went on a cruise when I was in the summer before 3rd grade.
Didn't you just post that picture the other
I did
day?
a while back. I found it, and I actually took the picture. It's from Majesty of the Seas. When we first went, and it was just, I fell in love with it. I was afraid to go on the cruise.
He was a little nugget in the picture.
That's so funny.
Little
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I was, man, I must have been like 9 years old when I first went. And then,
Okay.
yeah, we went a lot because I had divorced parents, and they kind of wanted to one-up the other one for a little while. So
Which
it was
is
nice.
good for you.
That is
And
awesome.
everybody ran out of money, so then it went on a little hiatus.
Yeah,
And then when I started working here, I'm like, all right, I got my own money now. I'm doing this.
that's cool, man. Good deal. That is
Yeah.
that is funny. Yeah, about that age too. When you do something fun like that, it sticks and it becomes a lifelong passion.
Does.
Big time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Suits,
problem.
for your wisdom.
Tell Natalie we said hi.
You know, you've opened up such a can of worms. You're screwed.
Oh, I'm totally fucked.
Got a couple more hot seat questions too for Suits. Got to get back around to that.
Okay.
Do you? What do you get? Oh, he's gonna hear us. I had that written down.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe one of these days we'll bring back Plead the Fifth for another season. We'll get Suits on round 2.
Are we unpacking it, or I'm sorry? Are we
I
packing
usually
it
just
up?
bring it. Yeah, I usually just bring it around for a round and then tuck it away for a while. So.
You are the boss. I mean, you could just say, hey, this listener emailed in this question. Suits, get in here and answer it. Like, he has to come in.
Yeah, he has to do whatever you say because you're the
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
Kevin.
I try not
You're
to.
the
You have to
boss.
talk. You
Yeah.
have to answer this question about masturbation, Suits. Is
Yeah.
that your boss? It's like
Yeah, it's not necessarily my style.
You don't want to know?
it's not that I don't want to know. I don't want the kid too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
He'll be fine.
We got different.
And nobody said that to me when I was young in radio.
Oh, here we go. It was bad for me. So it's gonna
We
be
don't
bad.
want to make it uncomfortable. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what? When I did like Jaybirds, Denny, Suits, when I was kind of like that way, I had some hosts that were, you know, I never complained about anything, but it was always like, yeah, you never had a choice. It was like, you're doing this and
Very dicky.
yeah, very dicky. And I just remember after one day where listeners came by and beat me for 2 hours.
Oh, that's extreme.
That I was just, and then they were taunting me and like going like, yeah, like how dumb is this kid? He let somebody beat him for 2 hours. Like, does he have any kind of education? I bet he probably has like an IQ of 10.
And it's their
And then they're ripping on me. And I was listening to that. I'm like going, fuck those guys, you know? And that's
what a bunch of dick faces.
dick
That's
faces.
next level.
Yeah,
So
and that's where I
dicky.
was like,
I just want to hug Stunty Kev so bad.
Don't
and
hug
then-
him, though.
and
You'll
they-
get blood on
and
you.
they called me Monkey Boy, and it was like, it was just, I mean,
That's kinda
degrading
sad.
every
You
day.
get your ass kicked, and then you're like, "Oh, this fucking guy's dead." You're just following your orders because they told you to do
Right.
it, and then they're turning on you.
Right, and it was a stupid bit. There was no entertainment. It didn't sound good. I'm like, and then they're like going, and people are going, yeah, that bit was stupid. They're going, yeah, it's Monkey Boy's fault. I'm like going, no, I'm like,
Monkey
it wasn't
Boy.
my idea, asshole. I'm like, yeah, I would have told you it's a stupid bit. And it's not because I didn't want to get beaten for 2 hours, because it was dumb. There was no entertainment value to
You
it.
can only take so much.
Yeah, and then I was like, so when I finally got to the point to do it, I'm like, I'm not going to put somebody through that crap.
That's so funny.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fuck those guys.
Let me see. Matching people by their fridge and cabinets. I got an email here that says, I don't know how that would work. My neighbors and I having an inside joke about how nobody would know that I'm a white guy if they just looked at my groceries. That was from the refrigerator. It's like a Tinder app. You can look inside somebody's fridge. And if you like what's in there, be going, okay, I think our personalities would match up. That'd be my kind of person. And you go, yeah. Okay, I put them into the good file because I like what's in their fridge. And he said 90% of what I cook is authentic Spanish food. So, but, you know, who knows? Somebody might like that. I mean, if they're into Spanish food, you know, hopefully they don't necessarily care. I mean, I'm into Spanish food. I'm a white guy, too. And, you know, obviously I married a, girl that's 50% Mexican.
Wait, you're white?
Phew. Gosh, so white. I'm really, and you don't have to make comments, but I am too. When I go unchecked by the sun, I get to a different, like, it's a weird... I hate trust. If I could do something about my skin tone, man, I would dial that thing up, man. I would be dark.
We got to hit you with that spray tan
I'd be
before you go on
dark.
your cruise.
Yeah, I gotta do something because it's just. I mean, it's ghoulish looking. It's just I look dead.
Like
I'm
an autopsy is
Oh,
about to
it's
happen.
terrible. Oh, it's gosh, man, my pigment. Oh, I wish I could do something about
Don't
it.
lay still for too long on the
Terrible.
cruise ship. They'll put a toe tag on you.
I look dead. I
Kevin's
do
got,
look dead.
He's got morgue skin.
Oh, it is. It
Morgue
doesn't look
chic.
alive. It's horrifying. It really is. Like I take off my pants. I'm like, ah.
I'm just kidding, man.
I'm not. It's bad.
You should see my ass and how
Terrible.
horrific it is.
Prove it.
You don't. No, see, you will never be the same.
Samstead heard a lot about the taco bar from V and Bird lately. They mentioned experiencing the amazement firsthand. I convinced my fiance the taco bar would be awesome for our wedding. Just looking for some detailed suggestions to make it the best experience for ourselves and guests. We want people to talk about it like y'all do on the air. Meats, toppings, wrappings, materials. Thanks a bunch in advance.
I can really help you with this one because I'm actually having the taco bar at our Little Smiles dress rehearsal tonight for Stars Ball. Everybody loves a taco bar, but you got to have lots of choices. So we just do the soft tacos. That makes it easy on everybody.
What happened to all these choices you're talking about?
You got to have 3 different meats at least, and you got to have grilled vegetables. So you have 4 different choices of the main things, and then you got to have all the toppings. You got to have lettuce, you got to have cheese, you got to have sour cream, you got to have guacamole, you got to have tomatoes, you got to have onions,
You gotta have
jalapenos.
You got to have black beans and
Black
refried
beans.
beans. Sometimes that's why I talk so highly about your cousin's taco bar. They had black beans and they had refried beans. They just,
Okay.
So many choices. Keep in mind too, that excitement you heard on the air. I was at a time in my life where I wasn't eating that much. I was on that diet, and I wasn't I thought, it's Kevin's birthday. There's not gonna be any good snacks there. And when I got there,
Right.
I was fucking floored, Virginia.
Taco bar is awesome. I get mine from Jimmy Changa's.
Okay.
They're downtown West Palm Beach. Their prices are good, and they're very easy to work with.
I think yours was from Tijuana Flats, and
Tijuana
it was
Flats, yeah.
outstanding.
Yeah, probably about any place will do that though that does that kind of food. But they'll do a taco bar for you.
It's almost like the new hors d'oeuvre in a way. It's the new cocktail weenie.
It's very fancy, I think. When you see a taco bar, you're like, oh, crap, these people are serious.
They came to play. They take whatever they're throwing, and they take that shit serious.
And have multiple types of cheese, too. Not just one cheese. You need a poured cheese that's like a melted cheese sauce, and then you need a sprinkled cheese.
And it's sad you have to even say that.
But you do.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's all your information. Got it for you, baby. All right, any other questions about taco bars or anything else? You always send it to us. We'll get it on to the After the Show podcast. Mail at kvjshow.com. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Cleveland Clinic,
Goodbye.
Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.